Anno 117 Pax Romana is the upcoming city builder, real-time strategy game made by Ubisoft, and it is the 8th game in the Anno franchise and features a whole bunch of strategic city building gameplay in different places like ancient Rome. Now when it comes to Anno 117 Pax Romana, there are actually 3 different versions of the game, but before we jump into those, we're going to discuss the pre-order bonuses. So for pre-ordering any version of the game, you're going to get your hands on what they call the Builder Pack. And in this, anyone who owns the Builder Pack will then get the Wolf Player Sigil Player logo, the Battle Standard Ornament, Town Crier Statue Ornament, and Capitoline Wolf Statue Ornament. So essentially 3 ornaments and a Sigil Player logo, which is pretty cool. We then have the Standard Edition of the game, and this is where we just get the base game and the Builder Pack if you pre-order the game. Which in honesty, this edition is perfect for those of you who just want to try out the game once, play through it probably one time before moving over to the next game, because we have on average 1,555 games per month this year alone on Steam. So there are a ton of games that people want to play. So if you're looking to just experience everything the game has to offer before moving on, then the Standard Edition is going to be the best one for you. We then have the Gold Edition, and this is where we get the base game, the Builder Pack, and what they call the Year 1 Pass. Now this Year 1 Pass comes with Day 1 content and free DLCs. Talking about the Day 1 content, we're getting the Aegyptus Sigil Player logo, the Equestrian Sigil Player logo, the Ocassus Sigil Player logo, a Golden Flagship Ship skin, and a Pool of Tranquility ornament. So overall, 3 different logos, 1 ship skin, and 1 ornament, which isn't anything too exciting. I think what's got players really excited about this, if you're going to be sticking around for a while, is the upcoming DLCs that you do receive, because there are 3 DLCs overall, and we can see in the pictures here that there's some hints towards different themes. For example, the community right now believes that this is going to be things like Pompeii, the Hippodrome, and Egypt, just from what we can see in the images. Now, of course, the Gold Edition of the game is perfect if you don't want to buy the Big Boy Edition, which we're going to be talking about in a moment, and you still want these DLCs because you know you're going to be playing Anno 117 Pax Romana for a long time. If you're just there to play it at the start and at launch, there is no point in you getting the DLCs because you're just not going to be coming back to them. Unfortunately, I think the Day 1 content is a little bit lackluster. 3 logos, a ship skin, and then an ornament. It's just a bit crap if you ask me, but you know, some people do like that type of thing, and that's okay. If you like it, that's fine. But the DLCs are where you're getting your worth for your money, so you need to make sure you're going to be playing this for a while and even come back next year when the DLC actually drops. We then have what they call the Governor's Edition. Now in this, you're going to be getting the base game, the pre-order bonuses, and the Gold Edition of the game. We're also going to get a very nice looking steelbook, which actually has some really great detailing. If you're a big fan of collecting steelbooks, this is a perfect one for you. We then also have the Forged Anno symbol, which, if I'm honest, is like such a weird symbol to have forged. All it is the A from the word Anno, and it's like, where's the rest of the letters? Why have you just given me this random A? It's very weird that they've just decided that's what they're giving you in a big collector's edition like this. And then we have the Albion and Latium coins. I do quite like coins in collector's editions, and just in general, I like collecting coins. So these are actually really up my street. I think they're very well detailed and very pretty. And I think if there's other coin collectors out there, these are perfect as well, which kind of adds to that history mix because people love to see coins from all different eras of history. So this is quite nice. We then have what I probably presume is the biggest part of this edition, and that is the Amphitheater 3D puzzle. Now, I have never done a 3D puzzle, so I don't know how easy these are to do or not. And this actually does look super cool because it looks like the Colosseum. It's a thing that I think a lot of players will actually be very interested in, especially like if you're buying this edition, you are mainly buying it for this Amphitheater 3D puzzle. I'd like to know how difficult 3D puzzles are, so if any of you guys have actually done this, let me know in the comment section below. I'm just interested to actually know. Maybe I'll actually buy one after this and try it out. I don't think I'll be getting Anno myself, but we'll see. The Amphitheater 3D puzzle is just absolutely gorgeous. We then have an art book with 84 pages, and you can actually see there that it is a hardcover. So fair play to Ubisoft for this. I absolutely love these art books when they're in physical editions. I hate when they always give you the digital versions of an art book because I never open those. I'm not going to go look for a file in my PC. The fact that it's actually physical means I will look through it and then put it on my shelf with the rest of the books that I bought previously. It's also very nice to have a hardcover because it means it's going to last a bit longer than the flimsy covers you get normally. We then get free lithographs as well, which are featuring a bit of artwork from the game. And then we get the Town Cry's letter. I actually like that it's kind of unique in terms of being the Town Cry's letter. Then we get a blueprint of the Tesserae Works, which is also very nice. All three of these last items are the usual display pieces that Ubisoft adds with their collector's editions. You usually get a couple of lithographs, maybe a letter, and something like a blueprint that you can display on the wall. The only issue is like, I've been a gamer for many years, I have no space for anything else like this. So these tend to just stay in the box or in a drawer somewhere. And I imagine that's going to be the case with you. So these don't really persuade me in getting this. I kind of just like picture the whole edition without these items because they're kind of worthless. These for me are the digital art book and soundtrack of a game when you're trying to buy like something like the gold edition, for example. But overall, the Governor's Edition is very nice. I think it's going to be perfect for those of you who like the collectibles, such as the hardcover like book, the absolutely fantastic looking steel book, the coins. I'm not going to actually include the forged Anno symbol here. I think that's just a bit weak. And definitely the Amphitheater 3D puzzle, because that's going to keep you busy as well. Like, you're going to be busy playing the game when you get this, and then you're going to be busy building an Amphitheater 3D puzzle. where are you going to spend your time here, guys? That's actually quite a good one. I was like, Ubisoft, you're giving us something that's taking time away from playing the game where that needs time to play. Yeah, typical Ubisoft things. But I like it. It's unique. It's a weird one, but it is unique. I also want to mention that the actual box that this edition comes in looks absolutely fantastic. It does look very nice, especially with all the marbling and stuff. I think it's just very cool. But overall, I think it's a great addition for those of you who are big fans of the Anno franchise. Like I say, this is the 8th game in the franchise. There are going to be some die-hard fans that this would be perfect for. Now, when it comes to prices, the standard edition is going to cost you a whopping $60. And of course, again, just as a reminder, you're going to just get the base game and that builder pack for pre-ordering. You're then going to have the gold edition, and this is $90. And this is where you get everything from before and the year one pass, which includes a bit of day one cosmetics essentially, and then the free DLCs that come out next year. Now, I do think for $30 more, you really do need to think if you're going to be investing your time in Anno 117 Pax Romana and not just moving on straight away. And then, of course, you're essentially paying $10 per DLC. So you need to be making sure that you're coming back for those DLCs to actually get your money's worth. Otherwise, you're just paying an extra $30 for the standard edition, and you're not going to be coming back for those DLCs, which is a waste of money. You could buy a lot of things like flowers for your partner, for example, or chocolates, going to like make your life a little bit easier and better each day, and just surprise the people you love, instead of just wasting $30 on free DLCs you're actually not going to play. But I know this is the 8th game in the franchise. A lot of you will be sticking around for that DLC. The gold edition is worth your money, especially if you're one of those people who will be coming back for the DLCs. The Governor's Edition, however, is going to cost you $170. This is $110 more than the standard edition and $90 more than the gold edition. So essentially, what you're going to be buying here is those items such as the Amphitheater 3D puzzle. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail because we've already done that. But this edition, you really need to know if you're going to like the items here and if you are a collector that really wants these items in the game. The Amphitheater 3D puzzle is the #1 item here. The coins are a nice bonus. That hardcover art book with 84 pages is fantastic. The steelbook looked great. The collector's box also looks good. And in my opinion, the display pieces such as the lithograph Town Crier's letter and blueprint are okay. They're not the best. And then, of course, you have the forged Anno symbol, which, again, in my opinion, is just the letter A. It's weird that they even included it. I don't feel like that item is the best, but that's up to you. So overall, for the best edition for most people, 95% of you will probably like the standard edition or suit the standard edition most, because a lot of you play these games just as they come out, and then you move on and don't come back for the DLCs. It happens a lot. I even do it with certain games. It's something that a lot of players do. Just because you've moved on, and next year you might not even like Anno anymore, and you'll be playing whatever is trending then or something new then. We have a ton of games coming out in 2026. We have currently in 2025 already 1,555 games released on Steam alone each month. So it is difficult to actually remember to come back almost a year later for the DLCs. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding if the standard edition is the best one for you, or if you want the DLCs from the gold or the Governor's edition. Now, for $30 more, like I say, you'll be getting the gold edition, which is $10 for each DLC technically. The gold edition is fantastic for those of you who want the DLCs and know you're going to be playing Anno 117 for a long time, and that you know you're going to be coming back for the DLCs. That is the only person who needs to be buying the gold edition. Other than that, the Governor's Edition is also perfect. I'd actually put the Governor's Edition and the Gold Edition on the same level because you're getting the DLC from both of them, and the Governor's Edition actually offers some unique items that a lot of you die-hard fans would like. Like I say, this is the 8th game in the franchise. This game has die-hard fans that keep buying the game, and I think you guys are going to love items like the Amphitheater 3D puzzle, especially since I do a lot of these type of videos. That is probably one of the most unique collector's editions items that I have seen in a while. So it is something I can see a lot of you liking, especially because the people who play these games are very much history buffs. That's why I'm saying they like things like the coins, they like the design of the steelbook, they like the art book, they like the Amphitheater 3D puzzle. It's great for that. So they're kind of on the same. So the Gold Edition and the Governor's Edition are on the same level for me. Just because, again, these are for people who are diehard fans of Anno. If you're not, the Standard Edition is for you, which again, I say 95% of you. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it has helped you make a decision on which edition of the game you will be buying. Make sure you subscribe for more of these type of videos, as next time I'll be covering Inazuma 11 Victory Road, as there are 2 editions we need to go over with that game. But thank you so much for watching this one, and I appreciate your time, and I'll see you again in the next one.